Hey everyone, welcome back to another book recommendation. Today I'm recommending The Diabolic by S.J. Kaincaid. This is a YA novel, the first of a series, a trilogy. The second book is called The Empress, and the third book is called The Nemesis. And this book is about Nemesis. Nemesis is what's called a diabolic. Diabolics are not really human. They're manufactured, part human, kind of a servant class. And diabolics are basically bodyguards. They're war machines or super soldiers. And they are kind of imprinted on one person, and they're imprinted to protect that person completely for their entire life. They're completely loyal to that person. And Nemesis is kind of bought, well, she is bought and imprinted on a young girl who is the daughter of a senator in this space world. Senator controls like a whole planet or group of planets. I think it's really just one planet that he controls, and in this empire. And this particular senator is one that is opposed to the current emperor. The emperor kind of has a cult of emperor worship and has outlawed science. And the senator is one who is looking for bringing science back into the world. A lot of science and technology has been forgotten in this world. So it's an interesting sci-fi world with an interesting character. And of course, since we are following this bodyguard, we know that interesting things are going to happen to her. And that is indeed what happens. And the fun part of this book is that it plays on sort of your foreshadowing paranoia in a lot of different ways and keeps you guessing about what's going to happen next. I found myself often thinking, oh, I know what's going to happen. It's going to be this person or that person, or this is going to happen, and it's all going to fall apart here. And then it would look like it was headed that way, and then all of a sudden twist in just the right way and be something different. But still not unexpectedly in a way. Like it was like, oh, of course that happened. So let me read you a little bit. I'm going to read you from part of the beginning where the senator's wife has come to kind of purchase Nemesis. The matriarch was suddenly standing before me, separated only by the force field. "Can she understand me if I speak?" she asked the corral master. "They've got enough human in them to pick up language," the corral master said. "But she won't learn to respond until the machines do some work on her brain." The matriarch nodded and turned back to me. "You've impressed me, Nemesis. I ask you now, do you wish to leave here? Do you wish to have a precious thing of your own to love and protect, and a home with comforts beyond your dreams?" Love? Comfort? Those were strange words. I didn't know their meaning. But their tone was coaxing, full of promise. It wove through my mind like a melody, drowning out the whimpers of the terrified man. I could not look away from the matriarch's sharp eyes. "If you wish something more, to be something more than an animal in this dank pen," she said, "then prove yourself worthy of serving the Empyrean family. Show you can obey when it matters. Kill this man." Love. Comfort. I didn't know what these were, but I wanted them. I would have them. I closed the distance and snapped the man's neck. As the third corpse dropped to the floor at my feet, the matriarch smiled. Later, the keepers brought me to the laboratory where a young girl waited. I was restrained for her safety, my arms and legs encased in thick iron with an outer ring of glowing electricity. I couldn't stop staring at this odd little creature, small and trembling with dark hair and skin and a nose that had never been broken. I knew what this creature was. This was a real girl. I knew because I'd killed one before. She drew a step too close to me, and I snarled at her. She flinched back. "She hates me," she said, her lower lip trembling. "Nemesis doesn't hate you," the doctor assured her as he double-checked my restraints. "This is how diabolics behave at this stage of development. They look like us, but they aren't truly human beings like you and me. They're predators. They can't feel empathy or kindness. They simply don't have the capacity for it. That's why, when they're old enough, we have to civilize them. Come closer, Sidonia." He crooked a finger. Sidonia followed him to a nearby computer. "See that?" he asked. I could see the image too, but I didn't find it interesting. I'd broken open enough skulls to recognize a human brain. "That's called a frontal cortex." He fell silent a moment, and there was a flicker of fear in the look he darted at the girl. "I haven't researched that for myself, of course, but in my line of work you simply learn things from watching the machines." Sidonia's brow flickered downward, as though his words had puzzled her. Flustered, he went on in a rapid tone. "As far as I understand it, these machines are going to make this part of her brain bigger, much bigger. They'll make Nemesis smarter. She'll learn how to speak to you and how to reason. The machines will also begin the bonding process." "And she'll like me?" "After today, she'll be your best friend." "So she won't be angry anymore?" Sidonia's voice sounded small. "Well, that aggression is simply how diabolics are engineered. But Nemesis won't direct that toward you. In all the universe, you'll be the only person she will ever love. Anyone who tries to hurt you, though, they better watch out." Sidonia gave a tremulous smile. "Now, honey, I need you to go stand where you can see. Eye contact is critical for the bonding process." The doctor positioned Sidonia before me, carefully out of reach. He avoided my biting mouth and applied stimulating nodes to my skull. After a moment, they buzzed and hummed. A tingle through my brain, stars prickling before my eyes. My hatred, my need to smash and shred and destroy, it began to calm, began to fade. Another fizzling of a current, then another. I gazed at the small girl before me, and something new stirred inside me, a sensation I'd never felt before. A constant roar within my skull now, changing me, shifting me. I wanted to help this girl. I wanted to protect her. The roaring went on, and then it faded away as though nothing else had existed in the universe but her. Okay, so I wonder if you can see some of the things foreshadowed for Nemesis here in that beginning passage. That wasn't the first pages, but really pretty close, and I think it sets up everything wonderfully. So go read this book. This one came to me as a recommendation from a friend, and now I've got to go consume the other two. So pick it up. You can buy it below in my link. I get a tiny little kickback from that. And remember to like, subscribe, and share my video to all your friends so they can enjoy some really great books. And if you have a book you think I should read, or if you've read this one and have something to say about it, please leave your comments below. I'd love to read them. See you later.